Hello students. So today we will begin with the second chapter, that is acid, bases and salts. Acid, bases and salts. Alright. So first of all we'll take up with the acids. Now in your daily life, see, we are consuming many substances which are sour in taste. Like, say supposing if I write lemon juice. Alright, lemon juice. Lemon juice, it contains citric acid. Alright, it contains citric acid. Now curd. You're all very familiar with dahi. Curd contains lactic acid. Alright. Then tamarind, imli. Tamarind, this contains tartaric acid. This contains tartaric acid. Tomatoes, they contain an acid. This is called oxalic acid. Alright. So then we have vinegar. You're all very familiar with vinegar. You add to chow-mein, etc. So vinegar, this contains acetic acid. Alright. So these are all natural acids. We also call them as organic acids, and they are all weak acids. So remember, lemon juice, it is citric acid. Similarly, even if it is orange, it has citric acid. We call them as citrus fruits. Curd, it contains lactic acid. Tamarind, T for tamarind and T for tartaric acid. Tomatoes contains oxalic acid, and vinegar is acetic acid. Fine. Alright, now let us come to, this is just introduction, we saw that. That means these all substances, they are sour in taste. That means general properties of acids, if we write general properties of acids, alright, general properties of acids. If we write, then first of all what we can write? That acids are sour to taste. Acids are sour to taste. Alright. Acids are sour to taste. Then secondly, if we write, there was a scientist whose name is Arrhenius. Alright. Arrhenius, how he defined acids? That acids furnish H positive ions when that is in aqueous solution. What is aqueous solution? Aqueous solution means anything when it is dissolved in water, we call it as aqueous solution. Alright. So acids will furnish H plus ions in aqueous solution. This you can understand a little bit more. Say supposing if you have NaCl, then NaCl will give Na plus ions and Cl minus ion in solution in water. So this is not an acid because this is not giving H plus ion. Only the one which will give H plus ion, that is known as an acid. For example, if we write, that is, if we write HCl, then HCl will give H plus plus Cl minus ion. So this is an acid. If I write H2SO4,
then the light will go.
okay, so we were talking that acids furnish H plus ions in aqueous solution. So we saw that, say supposing if I write an acid such as HCl, then this HCl in aqueous solution, this will break up as H plus and Cl minus ion. So this is an acid. Similarly, if I talk about H2SO4, this is called sulfuric acid. Alright, so this will give 2H plus ions plus sulfate SO4 2 minus. So since this is giving H plus ions in aqueous solution, so we will call this as acid. And if anything like I told you, if it is NaCl, then NaCl will give only Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. That is not acid. That we will learn afterwards that this is a salt. Alright. Now acids, they furnish H plus ions in aqueous solution. Now acids, how we will, there are some indicators. We learn about indicators also right after some time after this. That we have got one natural indicator which we call it as litmus paper. Alright. So acids turn blue litmus red. Acids turn blue litmus red. Blue litmus red. Alright. Then a solution of acid conducts electricity. Conducts electricity. I told you that lime, it has got citric acid. So say supposing if you squeeze the lemon juice into half a glass of water, and if you see that it will conduct electricity. Alright. So a solution of acid, it conducts electricity. These are simply the physical properties. Now let us see some chemical reactions. Acids, how chemically they will react. Once again, let us revise a little bit this. General properties of acids, all sour things, they are containing acids. And acids, Arrhenius has defined it, that acids will, why they are sour? Because they will furnish H plus ions. All the acids, they will furnish H plus ions in aqueous solution. And acids, how we will indicate them that this is acid? Acids will turn blue litmus paper red. A solution of acid conducts electricity. Alright, a solution of acid conducts electricity. Alright, now let us see the chemical properties of acids. Chemical properties of acids. Chemical properties of acids. Fine. Alright, so the first chemical property, what we can write? That is action of metal. Action of metal. So any metal, say supposing if I take magnesium, then I take the acid HCl, what will happen? This will react, magnesium will react with HCl and this will become salt, MgCl2 plus hydrogen. MgCl2 plus hydrogen. Say supposing if instead of this HCl I use H2SO4, then what salt I will be getting? I will be getting MgSO4 plus H2. If instead of H2SO4 I am using HNO3, then I will be getting the salt MgNO3 whole twice plus H2. So in general what I can write is any metal plus acid will give salt plus hydrogen. Salt plus hydrogen. Fine. Any metal will when reacted with acid, it will give salt and hydrogen. Now it depends upon which acid we are using. Accordingly, we will be getting the salt. Fine. So action of metal. Then alright. Then next property, let us see. Next, let us see, that is action of acid on the metal oxide. On metal oxide. So last time we had taken metal. Now let us see metal oxide. Say supposing if I take zinc oxide. If I take zinc oxide and I react it with HCl, what it will form? It will form the salt, that is ZnCl2 and H2O. See, I have H2 has come out from the acid and we already had one oxygen. Now it is metal oxide. So this oxygen, this will form water over here. Alright. So similarly, if I take MgO and I react it with an acid H2SO4, then this will form MgSO4 plus H2O. We should be careful about the valency. Say supposing if I write sodium oxide, you should be writing the right formula. Sodium, potassium, all these elements, they have got valency 1. Oxygen has got valency 2. So I write Na, this is crisscross, valency crisscross ho jati hai. So that is oxygen ki valency 2 and sodium ki valency 1. So sodium oxide we will write it as Na2O. This when reacted with acid HCl. So since it is 2, the 2 Na over here, I write over here 2. So I get 2 NaCl plus H2O. So in general what I can write is metal oxide plus acid will give salt and water. Metal oxide when reacted with acid will give salt and water. Alright, metal oxide plus acid, it will give salt and water. Accordingly, whichever acid we are getting, we will be getting the respective salt for that. Alright, fine. Now, let us see the third property. Third property, what we will write? Third property, what we will write? That is reaction of acids with metal carbonate. Metal carbonate. Carbonate means CO3 2 minus. Alright. So say supposing if I have calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. This is calcium carbonate. We also call it as limestone or chalk or marble, anything. Alright. So with calcium carbonate, if we add acid to it, what we will be getting? We will be getting the salt, that is calcium chloride. Since this is a chloride acid, so the salt will be the metal chloride and बाकी क्या बच गया H2CO3. So H2CO3 can be broken up as H2O plus CO2. Alright, H2CO3 is known as carbonic acid. So we are getting H2O plus CO2. Similarly, any other carbonate we can see Na2CO3. Na2CO3, this is sodium carbonate. This is known as sodium carbonate and the common name is washing soda. Washing soda. Alright, in this sodium carbonate, if we are adding hydrochloric acid to it, then again we will be getting the chloride of sodium, that is NaCl, and we will be getting H2O and CO2. Alright, so in general, what we can write that reaction of acids with metal carbonate, what we can write that metal carbonate plus acid, metal carbonate plus acid, this will give salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Alright, with any metal carbonate, when we add acid to it, we get salt, water and carbon dioxide. Fine. Alright, now let's see, we have hydrogen carbonates also. Alright, so let us see another one, that is with bicarbonates. Bicarbonates, how do we write a bicarbonate? That is, say for example, if I write NaHCO3, this is known as sodium bicarbonate. Alright, this is known as sodium bicarbonate. The common name for this is baking soda. Soda means sodium. Baking soda. Alright, so NaHCO3, when you add acid to it, what we will be getting? We will get again salt plus H2O plus CO2. NaCl plus salt plus water plus CO2. Alright, similarly you can see any other bicarbonate. Say supposing if I write calcium bicarbonate, CaHCO3, calcium has got valency 2, so I will be writing HCO3 whole twice. Alright, and in this when you add HCl to it, calcium has got valency 2, so I write over here 2HCl. This will make the salt CaCl2, and now we will be getting 2H2O and 2CO2. Alright, 2H2O and 2CO2. Fine. So in general what we can write that metal bicarbonate plus acid. Metal bicarbonate plus acid, this will give salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Fine. Alright. So then next property, let us see last one, that is with base. Till now we have not exactly learned about what is base. So base contains hydrox. Base contains, let us see over here first, that is, what is a base? Base is the one which furnishes OH minus ions. Alright. Base will furnish OH minus ions. Acids furnish H plus ions. Base will furnish OH minus ion. So with base, what will happen? We have, say supposing if I write the acid first, HCl, and I write a base which will furnish OH minus ion, NaOH. Alright, this is known as sodium hydroxide. So what will happen? And this is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, HCl and NaOH. So over here, what will happen? This OH and this H. This will give what? H2O, and this NaCl. This will give the salt NaCl and H2O. So likewise, any other you can see, that is, say supposing if I write H2SO4 and NaOH again. So what we can write, what we will be getting, that Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. So in general we can write that acid plus base gives salt and water. Acid plus base gives salt and water, and this reaction is called neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. Alright, we call it as neutral. Neutral means it has got no charge. So we call it as neutralization reaction. Welcome students. So we have learned about the general physical properties of acids and chemical properties of acids. Fine. Now see, acids, I told you that acids furnish H plus ions in solution. Alright, we had discussed the physical properties that acids furnish H plus ions in solution. So let us write behavior of acids. Behavior of acids in aqueous solution. Behavior of acids in aqueous solution. We know that acids will give H plus ions. Alright. So acids, we know that acids give H plus ions in solution. Now these H plus ions, they are very reactive. Alright. So what it will happen? H plus ion, they will react with H2O and they will form H3O plus ion. We call this ion as hydronium ion. Alright. We call this ion as hydronium ion. So we can also, instead of writing H plus ions, we also write that acids give hydronium ion. Hydronium ion in aqueous solution. Alright, acids give hydronium ion in aqueous solution. Alright, so this is about behavior of acids in aqueous solution. Now, let us come to, okay, now say supposing you have, now let us come to the general properties of bases. General properties of bases. So bases, just like we did for acids, bases, what we will write that? Bases are, bases, acids were sour to taste, bases are bitter to taste. Alright, bases are bitter to taste. Then bases are soapy to touch. Bases are soapy to touch. Alright, and a bases turn red litmus paper blue. Acids will turning blue litmus paper red. Bases will turn red litmus paper blue. Alright. Then acids were furnishing H plus ions. Bases furnish OH minus ions in solution. Alright, when we write solution, it always means aqueous solution. It always means aqueous solution. Bases will furnish OH minus ions. Acids will furnish H plus ions. Bases are bitter to taste. Acids are sour to taste. Bases are soapy to touch. Alright. Acids are somewhat corrosive. Then bases will turn red litmus paper blue. Alright. So this is about general properties of bases. Now just like we saw chemical properties of acids, so let us see the chemical properties of bases also. Chemical properties of bases. Alright, chemical properties of bases. So for acids, first we did reaction with metals. Alright, so over here also we will write reaction with metals. Now all metals will not react with bases. All metals will not react with bases. Which metals will react? Just see. Beryllium, alright, beryllium, zinc, aluminium, these metals will react with bases to produce salt, and what they had produced with acids? Salt and hydrogen gas. Salt and hydrogen gas. Let us see with zinc. Zinc and NaOH. Alright. So, zinc and NaOH. So, I first write over here that hydrogen is produced. Now, let us see what salt it will be produced. So, write first NaZnO. I write over here just simply, I am not supposing I am not very sure about the formula. So how to make the formula? Alright. So sodium, I know sodium has got valency 1. Zinc has got valency 2. Oxygen has got valency -2. Alright. So there is +3 charge over here and -2 charge over here. So this is not balanced right now. What I do is I make this as 2. So when I make this as 2, this becomes equal to -4. Alright. So I have to make this also -4. What I do is, ये 1 को I multiply it by 2. That is the formula. What I can write over here is Na2ZnO2. I think it is clear. Let me explain it to you once more. Say supposing I am not sure about the formula. What formula? This is known as, this salt is known as sodium zincate. Generally students will have problem in framing the formula of such salts. Alright, that is why I am explaining you. This salt is known as sodium zincate. Sodium zincate. Now what I do is I simply write sodium, zinc and oxygen over here. Sodium, I know sodium has got valency 1. So I write over here +1. Zinc, I know zinc ki valency is +2 and oxygen ki valency is -2. Fine. So now over here in any salt, the number of positive charge and negative charge should be equal. So over here you can see the positive charge, it is coming out to be equal to +3 and negative charge is only -2. So I have to make it equal. What I do is simplest whole number, I increase this by 2. So this becomes, now this is equal to -4. -4. Over here I have got 1 +2. I am not changing this. I can change this 1, multiply it by 2. So I get over here now this is 2 + 2, 4 plus charge and 4 minus charge over here. So the right formula will be Na2ZNO2. Alright, Na2ZNO2. This is known as sodium zincate. This is known as sodium zincate. Similarly, let us write for aluminium also, Al plus NaOH. Alright, Al plus NaOH. Again, I am writing NaAlO. The salt I will be getting is sodium aluminate. Sodium aluminate, and hydrogen will be evolved from here. I think I did not balance over here. This will be 2 from over here. So sodium aluminate. Now let us see what the formula can be. Sodium has got valency 1. Aluminium has got valency +3. So this is +4 and this is right now it is -2. So simply if I make this as 2, now this becomes -4 charge and this is +4 charge. So it becomes balanced. So it becomes balanced. I write over here NaAlO2. This is sodium aluminate. Both these equations, they are very important equations. Alright. So with metals, zinc will react with NaOH. This will form sodium zincate plus hydrogen. Aluminium will react with NaOH. This will form sodium aluminate and hydrogen. In my previous lecture, previous chapter, I had told you that hydrogen, how we will check hydrogen gas, that is we will show a lighted candle and it will be put off with a pop sound. It will be put off with a pop sound, and this indicates that the gas is hydrogen. The gas is hydrogen. Alright. Now let us see next property, that is, let us see next property of bases, that is, say with, earlier it was with metal oxide, now we will see it with non-metal oxide. Alright, second property, that is with non-metal oxide. With non-metal oxide. Alright, so that is, say supposing if I write carbon dioxide plus NaOH, what I will be getting? I will be getting the salt, that is Na2CO3 plus water. Let me balance it. Alright, let us see. It is 2 Na over here. So I make it as 2. Sodium is balanced. Carbon we have got 1. Carbon we have got 1 over here. Oxygen we have got 4 this side and 4 this side. So the equation is balanced. Alright, any other we can see. Say supposing if I have sulfur dioxide and I write NaOH, then again what I will be getting, Na2SO3 plus H2O. Similarly, I will be getting salt and water. Alright, so that is in general if we write that non-metal oxide reacts with bases to give salt and water. Salt and water. Alright, non-metal oxide will react with the base to give salt and water. Alright, so alright, so we were talking about that bases react with non-metal oxide and they give salt and water. So we have one very important reaction over here. See what we have a base, that is calcium hydroxide. Alright, calcium hydroxide, OH minus ion. So this is a base. So calcium hydroxide, we call this calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, this is also known as slaked lime. Alright, this is also known as slaked lime. Now how this is produced? We have CaO and we dissolve it in water. We get this base. This is known as calcium hydroxide. Alright, CaO, we call it as quicklime. We call it as quicklime. In common language, what we will call it as? Simply chuna. Alright, quicklime or chuna, when we are adding it to water, this gives calcium hydroxide. Now this calcium hydroxide, we call it as slaked lime. So chuna we are using to paint our walls, and this leaves our walls as white. Why it leaves our walls as white? Because this reacts with the carbon dioxide which is present in the air, and this will form the salt. What salt? CaCO3 plus water. CaCO3 plus water. This is again an important question. What happens? Why we are using slaked lime to paint our walls? Because this slaked lime, this reacts with carbon dioxide of the atmosphere and it becomes salt, calcium carbonate. This calcium carbonate, this is white in color. This is white in color, and so our walls will look white in color when we are painting it with this lime water, this quicklime. Alright, so this is about the properties of base. Now in acids, we had seen that acids react with bases to produce salt and water. So similarly, we can write that bases react with acids to produce salt and water. salt and water, and this reaction is called as neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. This reaction is called neutralization reaction. So we had written last time also, this is H2SO4 acid we took, and we are taking a base such as NaOH. So this will form the salt, that is Na2SO4, and water will be produced over here. Alright, water will be produced over here. So this reaction, this is known as neutralization reaction. Fine. Alright, now let us see, we talked so much about what is acid, what is base. Alright, now let us see, we have some strong acids. And we have weak acids. Alright, so first of all, let us see what is the difference between strong acids and weak acids. Strong acids, we will write that those acids which completely ionize in water are called strong acids. And those acids which partially ionize in water are called weak acids. Weak acids. Alright. So, for example, over here, let us write HCl, H2SO4, HNO3. They are all strong acids. When you put them in water, they will give H plus ion plus Cl minus ion. This will give 2H plus ion plus SO4 2 minus ion. This will give H plus ion plus NO3 minus ion. And see, I have written the arrow over here. This is completely ionized. Completely ionized means we can write it as 100% ionized. Say, what do you mean by ionized? Say, supposing if I took 100 molecules of HCl, alright? If I took 100 molecules of HCl, then one molecule is containing one H plus atom. 100 molecules will give 100 H plus atoms. So with 100 molecules of HCl, I will be getting 100 H plus atoms. So this means that this is 100% ionized. Now weak acids, what it will happen for weak acids? For example, acetic acid. Alright, acetic acid, we write it as CH3COOH. This is known as acetic acid. This is known as acetic acid. Now CH3COOH, for this we will be writing double arrows. Why? Because this is not completely ionized. This will give CH3COO minus plus H plus ions. CH3COO minus plus H plus ions. So this is, these ions, they will recombine and they will give acetic acid. So one question comes for your MCQ, that when you are adding CH3COOH in the aqueous solution of CH3COOH acid, alright, what all species will be present? So over here, this will be present in the form of molecule plus ions, both will be present over here. Alright, for CH3COOH, molecule plus ion, both will be present. For strong acids, we will be getting only ions are present. For strong acids, only ions are present. Whereas if it is a weak acid, then molecules as well as ions both are present at the same time. Alright. Similarly, just like we talked about strong acids and weak acids, so we have similarly we have strong bases. The same thing, we have strong bases and weak bases. That is, those bases which are 100% ionized and those bases which are partially ionized. Alright, so strong bases, we have examples of strong bases such as NaOH. When you put it in water, this is completely ionized, Na plus plus OH minus. If you write KOH, this is also completely ionized, K plus plus OH minus ions. If you write calcium hydroxide, then this is also completely ionized. We will be getting Ca2 plus plus 2OH minus ions. Alright. On the other hand, for weak bases, we have such as ammonium hydroxide. We have NH4OH and this will give NH4 plus plus OH minus ions in solution. So in this we have molecules of ammonium hydroxide as well as ions of ammonium, both are present in the solution. That is, molecules and ions both are present, whereas over here, since it is 100% ionized, so it is present in the ionic form. Alright, now let's see, that is, say supposing we have another term which is known as dilute and concentrated acids. Dilute and concentrated acids. Dilute and concentrated acids. So dilute acids, what we will be writing? Dilute acid is when the number of H plus ions per unit volume is less. It is called dilute acid. So that is, density of H plus ions is less. Alright. Similarly, concentrated क्या हो गया? Concentrated is just the opposite. That is, when number of H plus ion per unit volume is large, then we will be calling it as concentrated. Alright. So इसमें क्या तरीका है कि अगर concentrated है means number of ions per unit volume, इसको क्या कहते हैं? Ions per unit volume. We can also call it as ionic density. We can also call it as ionic density. ठीक है, density क्या होता है? Mass per unit volume. तो ions per unit volume कह रहे हैं, तो ionic density अगर large है तो we will call it as concentrated acid. अगर ionic density कम है तो we will call it as dilute acid. ठीक है, अब dilute बनाना तो बड़ा आसान है भाई. concentrated acid है, इसमें हम पानी डाल दें और इसको dilute कर दें. नहीं, dilute करने का एक तरीका है. क्या तरीका है dilute करने का? देखो, let us write dilution of acid. ठीक है, डाइल्यूशन ऑफ एसिड। डाइल्यूशन ऑफ एसिड क्या है? हम अगर पहले मैंने क्या लिया, एसिड ले लिया पहले, ठीक है, और उसके बाद हम इसमें वाटर डाल रहे हैं, तो ये बिल्कुल गलत तरीका है। क्यों? बिकॉज ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ heat is produced and the acid may spill off. एसिड में स्पिल ऑफ बाहर आ जाएगा और आपके हाथों में कहीं पर भी लग सकता है, चेहरे पर भी लग सकता है, ठीक है। तो ये गलत तरीका है, ऐसे कभी भी नहीं करना चाहिए। कैसे डाइल्यूट कैसे करना चाहिए? डाइल्यूट करने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए? पहले हमें वाटर ले लेना चाहिए, ठीक है। पहले वाटर ले लो, तब उसमें हमें जो एसिड डालनी है उस एसिड को हम बाद में इसके ऊपर हम एसिड को डालें, ठीक है। वाटर में एसिड को डालना चाहिए। नेवर ऐड वाटर टू एसिड, ऐड एसिड टू वाटर, बिकॉज जब हम एसिड वाटर में डालेंगे तो क्या होगा, जो भी हीट प्रोड्यूस होगी वो लार्जर सरफेस एरिया में स्प्रेड हो जाएगी और ये बॉयल करके लिक्विड बाहर नहीं आएगी। हमें ड्रॉप वाइज एसिड को वाटर में डालना चाहिए, ना कि वाटर को एसिड में डालना चाहिए। ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज डाइल्यूशन ऑफ एसिड। फाइन, ऑलराइट। अच्छा, अब हम लोग कुछ बात कर रहे थे कि रेड ब्लू लिटमस पेपर को रेड टर्न कर देगा एसिड और रेड लिटमस पेपर को ब्लू टर्न कर देगा बेस, ठीक है। तो इसको हमने एक चीज होती है जिसको हम कहते हैं इंडिकेटर्स। इंडिकेटर दैट इज कुछ इंडिकेट करेगा। क्या इंडिकेट करेगा? कि ये एसिड है या बेस है, ठीक है। तो इंडिकेटर्स व्हाट इट इज, दे टेल अस वेदर द गिवन सॉल्यूशन is acid or base. Alright, given solution is acid or base. कौन कौन से इंडिकेटर है ना? So let us write indicator over here. Alright, let us write indicator over here. And acid में इसका कलर क्या होगा और बेस में इसका कलर क्या होगा? बेस में इसका कलर क्या होगा, ठीक है। तो सबसे पहले तो लिटमस पेपर को ही लिखते हैं। लिटमस एक नेचुरल सॉल्यूशन होता है जिसको कि हमने पेपर के ऊपर लगा करके और इस तरीके से लिटमस पेपर बनाया जाता है। तो एसिड में हमने क्या देखा कि लिटमस को जब हम एसिड में डालेंगे तो इसका कलर क्या हो जाएगा? ब्लू लिटमस पेपर अगर हमने डाला तो उसका कलर हो जाएगा रेड, ठीक है। और बेस में अगर हमने लिटमस पेपर डाला तो इसका कलर रेड से ब्लू हो जाएगा। दैट मीन्स दिस इज अ बेस। ऑलराइट, दिस इज अबाउट लिटमस पेपर। अब कुछ नेचुरल इंडिकेटर्स भी हैं, जैसे अगर हम लें हल्दी, टर्मरिक, ठीक है। टर्मरिक अगर कपड़ों पे लग जाती है तो ऑयल के ऊपर लग जाती है तो उसका जैसे येलो कलर है, कोई कलर चेंज नहीं होगा, सेम येलो रहेगा, ठीक है। लेकिन इसके ऊपर अगर आप सोप रगड़ देते हो तो ये रेड टर्न कर जाएगा, ठीक है। इसके ऊपर अगर आप सोप टर्न लगा देते हो तो ये रेड, सोप जो है बेसिक है तो दिस विल टर्न रेड। ऑलराइट, इसी तरीके से एक आती है रेड कैबेज, एक आती है रेड कैबेज। रेड कैबेज ये एसिड मीडियम में ये हो जाएगी रेड और बेस में ये देगी ग्रीन कलर, ठीक है। बेस में देगी ग्रीन कलर। ये तो थे, इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? दीज आर नोन एज नेचुरल इंडिकेटर्स। नेचुरल इंडिकेटर्स, ठीक है, कुछ और इंडिकेटर्स देखें, दैट इज सिंथेटिक इंडिकेटर्स। अगर हम देखें तो सिंथेटिक इंडिकेटर्स में क्या और क्या हो सकते हैं, कुछ सिंथेटिक इंडिकेटर्स भी हैं। लेट अस सी सम सिंथेटिक इंडिकेटर्स। और ठीक है, इसमें हो जाता है हमारे पास, पहले आता है फिनोफ्थलीन, फिनोफ्थैलीन, ठीक है, LEIN, इट इज LEIN, फिनोफ्थलीन, फिनोफ्थलीन सॉल्यूशन। ठीक है, फिनोफ्थलीन सॉल्यूशन एसिड में ये रहेगा कलरलेस, एसिड में ये रहेगा कलरलेस, और बेस में ये दिखाएगा पिंक कलर, पिंक कलर। ठीक है, इसी तरीके से पिंक कलर, इसी तरीके से एक दूसरा इंडिकेटर है जिसको हम कहते हैं मिथाइल ऑरेंज, मिथाइल ऑरेंज। ये एसिड में ये दिखाएगा रेड कलर या ऑरेंजिश कलर, और बेस में ये दिखाएगा येलो कलर। ठीक है, इसको हम क्या कहेंगे, दीज आर सिंथेटिक इंडिकेटर्स। Synthetic indicators, these are synthetic indicators. All right, so similarly we have olfactory indicators.